Joining us now, fresh off a sensational Saturday, a viral moment that we all saw, one of the best punts I have ever seen in my entire life. And then immediately following his victory, he cuts a promo in which he calls out 4 guys and then Conor McGregor. If he wants some, come get some. See you at the top. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like he's there. UFC stud. 22 fights, 17 knockouts going in. So now it's what, 23 fights, 18 finishes going in. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Chandler.
What's up, Pat?
Dude, congratulations.
So, thank you, man. Hey, from one of the greatest punters of all time, to say that was one of the best punts you've ever seen, I'll take it, man.
How long? Now, listen, I know you kick, and you turned this dude into a senior citizen. His face honestly looks like he's 75, 80 years old. The amount of impact, just the perfect delivery, ball of the foot right on the chin. Is this something you're known for? Do I not? Am I missing something? Is this something you worked on? How did you know this was going to happen? Did you know?
It's actually hilarious because I it's not something I train a lot. To be quite honest with you, I'm more of a punch-heavy striker. I don't throw a lot of kicks, truthfully, because I hurt my foot more often than not. I hurt myself more than I hurt my opponent, so I don't throw a ton of kicks. But we saw his hands were kind of on both sides of his head. He was kind of leaving a lane up the middle, so I was going to throw high lows and uppercuts, but the kick up the middle looked like it was going to land. So I honestly threw it out there for a rangefinder, but turns out I threw it with some ill intent, and it landed right on the chin, and he crumbled, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and it was awesome to watch, and obviously Tony Ferguson's not saying that right now, but everybody else on earth is like, that's what fucking UFC events are about. That's what, you guys are both trying to do when you go in there. It's electrifying. It's entertainment. I thought the entire first round, you got popped with one there. Right? Did you break your nose? Like, does that happen, or is your nose just doesn't break anymore?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I got popped. I bruise easily. I'm not gonna lie. I barely get touched here and there, and I'll end up with a black eye. But no, I definitely got hit in the eye, and it was the first time my eye swelled up really quickly like that, and kind of messes with your sinuses. So got popped in the eye, which is good. I mean, it woke me up, helped me be a little bit more negotiation, a little bit more less eager to navigate those exchanges right away. Wanted to get the distance, obviously got the takedown right away and did some ground and pound, and then in the second round got the distance with that kick. But definitely got popped, man. Tony Ferguson's a consummate professional, a hard charging veteran. He's been in the top of the division. Compete against him, and he's always tough.
And he obviously had the reach on you and the size on you, which I assume you're used to and everything like that. But there was a couple moments, I think DC even said like, hey, this is when Chandler just starts fighting sometimes, because you are the most entertaining fighter in there. I mean, you and Gaethje literally tried to kill each other in there. I mean, it was unbelievable. You do put on electrifying fights. When you go into the corner after the first round, after you had him down, and it felt like, that's your breadbasket there, wrestling and throwing strikes. You busted him open there. When you go into the corner, what's the conversation? I didn't hear it live. I watched it back. What was the conversation? What was the thought after round one? Like, you guys are in for one here, or did you feel good about where you were?
Yeah, no, I mean, we knew we were in for one no matter what when you were fighting Tony Ferguson. But I just kept telling my coaches, keep repeating to me, smart and sharp, composed and confident. Like you said, it's nice to have that no-quit gene, that brawler gene, that entertaining fighter gene. I know I have it inside of me to be able to go out there and, fight fire with guys and sling leather. But it's even better to find the easiest path to victory, to be smart and sharp, be composed and confident, be a veteran. That's what my coach was saying. Obviously, got tagged a little bit here in that first round, which is good. You almost want to get touched to know that you're in a fight, to have your wherewithal about you, to keep you on your P's and Q's. So they kept. The fight finished in the second.
So last time you talked to us, or not, maybe it's the first time you chatted with us, you talked about how you live the fighter lifestyle. It's like, hey, every day I live the fighter lifestyle. I'm all the way in. Nate Diaz just tweeted like July 7th or something, 2020. You quote tweeted that. You were like, hey, that's a very quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Especially with your sinus situation you got right now. I mean, let's go. That's a quick turnaround. I'm here, quick turnaround. Spin your head on its axis. Nate Diaz, July 30th, 170 pounds. This comes after you talked about Conor McGregor in your post-fight promo. That was fucking, hey. Yeah. That's not easy. Dead tired? That's not easy at all to keep your composure. You didn't miss a word. I don't know if you watched it back. You fucking killed that thing. What is next for you? Anything? Are you ready to go, huh? You'll take anybody right now.
Thank you. Yeah, man. I'm just I'm high on the achievement. I'm high on it going well. I'm high on being a part of the most electrifying division in the UFC. When you talk about the title now being vacant because Charles didn't make weight and Charles won, I have some history with Charles Oliveira. I had history with Justin Gaethje had he won. Conor needs to come back and fight someone extremely talented and extremely exciting, a guy who makes people feel something. I have quickly become that guy. I put butts in seats. I'm entertaining on the microphone, in the octagon, in life. So I'm hoping Conor comes back and wants to roll. If not, fight for the title. If not, like we said, Diaz is out there. A couple fights at 170. Man, I just want big fights, big platforms, big opportunities, big stages, and keep on making big statements.
Yeah, because you're not just going to go relax now. You're probably you taking a day, two off? You taking this week off? What is your plan right now?
Yeah, we're still in Arizona. We love it out here. So we're hanging out by the pool today, getting to get some sun, get back to my newly adopted son who's like 20 days old.
Hey, congrats. Congrats.
Thank you. So we have our oldest son, Hap, here right now. Ace is back home with a night nurse around the clock, making sure he's okay. So my wife was able to come out here and celebrate this opportunity. And then, yeah, man, probably take this week off as my feet and legs heal. I dislocated my pinky finger about 20, 30 minutes before the fight, blocking a kick. So
your ring finger.
That looked at.
Yeah, your ring finger. Come on. I mean, you said pinky.
Oh yeah, sorry, my ring finger.
No, I was about to say, man, your ring finger's fucked up too. I wanted to let you know. I think you're. So that's in the warm up. You're training and you're just blocking, and it just caught you.
Yeah, my buddy Marquez, a great training partner of mine. He was throwing kicks. I had this great idea. Warm up was already done. I'm going out in about 10, 20 minutes, and I'm like, hey, throw some left high kicks at me. I want to block him and go body shot. And he threw a normal kick like he's done 1,000 times at me, and it ended up going fingernail all the way back, bent it all the way back. At this point, boys, we keep the adrenaline going. I said, this ain't a hand. It's a hammer. We gotta go.
Dahn! You said you got electricity or lightning in both your hands, I believe, one time, and turns out you got one in your fucking foot too, man. Is the punt going to become part of the arsenal now? You're going to start training that or no?
Maybe, man. I tell you what, that's a funny thing. I like I said, I never train it. I'll probably train a little bit more. You know, I got obviously some thick athletic legs, so I can generate a decent amount of power. This just worked out really well. That the timing and the distance and the angle was perfect, and the accuracy worked out well.
You landed that in the keyhole, dude. I mean, that is right where you want it. You're right where you want it to be. Incredible.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate, man, that face is now going to live on the internet forever. Like, remember the bitter beer face?
Yes.
The guy that today on the internet. It's like, bro, that's a rough one, man. But Tony Ferguson is a consummate professional, man. My hat's off to him. It was an honor to compete against him, and this is the business that we're in, man. Sometimes you get punted.
Yeah, you're going to go ahead, Ty.
Michael, you mentioned your coaches just kind of you wanting them to repeat the same thing to you throughout after that first round and throughout the rest of the fight. For a fight like this, how much does your original game plan like change from round to round? Like, is he doing anything where like, okay, we need to definitely change how we envision this going, or is it you know what you're going to do going in and you kind of don't deviate from that original game plan?
It's a good question. Yeah, I mean, ideally you don't really deviate from the original game plan, but truthfully, I don't have a very strict game plan because, you know, you can have a game plan and all of a sudden if that game plan doesn't work, now all of a sudden you're left with without a paddle. So essentially, I try to let the fight progress. Try to let the fight kind of materialize itself. Tony definitely came in with some weird shots from weird angles, and he definitely probably looked the best that he had looked in his last 3 performances. So I definitely had a gut check there for a second. Definitely had a moment in the corner where I thought to myself, okay, we're in a dogfight here, boys. So we gotta move forward, and got the distance in the second round, and obviously got the finish and the backflips and the call outs and all that kind of stuff, and it worked out really well. But
hey, those backflips were clean. How many did you hit? 4 or 5?
4. Only 4.
You threw a guy out of the way too for that last one.
I did, and I tracked down 2 different people to get that guy's number, to text him and say, yo, bro, I just saw that video, man. I feel like a huge D-bag. I'm sorry, but your boy was on cloud 9. I was high on an adrenaline, and pushed you out of the way.
Hey, those were clean backflips, though. Very, very, very clean. You trampoline kid growing up?
Thank you. No, I mean, but I've always just kind of been a guy who's been able to do backflips, and people love to see them. And the crowd cheered after the first one, so you know me, Pat. I gotta play to the crowd. I gotta play to the crowd.
Absolutely, you're an entertainer, man. It's good for business. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Michael, you mentioned your oldest son is with you. Was that the first time he saw you fight in person? And does he know now, like, oh shit, my dad's a gladiator, or did he already know that?
Yeah, I think he kind of knew. My wife and I were slowly breaking him into it. What this event was going to entail. He went to the weigh-ins. He's wearing his headphones because it's extremely loud in there, sensory overload. But it was really, really good. Obviously there was a ton of pressure. There's a ton of pressure when your child is there, and it's the sport of mixed martial arts. I mean, let's be honest. What happened to Tony could have just as easily happened to me on Saturday night. That's the game that we signed up for. So it was a little bit scary, obviously, taking him into a tumultuous situation where there is no guarantee that I'm going to win, even if I am the favorite. But it was really good for him to see what Daddy does because, as I said, we're here in Arizona now, but I've been in Florida training while my family is in Nashville, and I go home on the weekends, and my sons will know without a shadow of a doubt that every man has to work and every man needs to be selfish for seasons in order to be completely selfless for the family. So it's nice for them or him to see what Daddy does on fight night to bring home the bacon for the family and provide and create a legacy, because this sport that I love takes me away from him. So it all came full circle, and it was a really, really good weekend.
Man, what a way to help, explain the entire thing to your kid. Like, let me tell you why I have to go train, because there's a chance that bitter beer face is your dad's face. We need that not to happen. And also UFC environments, those arenas are electrifying. Yeah. I'm sure he learned some stuff from looking around too. I'm sure he saw some things that he may not have seen.
Exactly. I'm glad he had his headphones on.
Yeah, smart. Good call. Go ahead, Tone. Last question here, Mike. Thank you for your time. Go ahead, Tone.
Michael, you kind of talked about it earlier, that Charles missed weight by half a pound, so the title's vacant now. And then you talked about also fighting at 170. What do you walk around that? And if you do fight at 170, do you just have to cut less, or do you get heavier during training camp? How's the weight situation work with 155 to 170?
It's a good question. Yeah, so essentially because Charles missed weight, that title became vacant. Justin Gaethje could have won the title, but Charles Oliveira could not have retained the title. And since Charles won, the title is now vacant. The UFC has since said that he is now the number 1 contender. So if I fight for the title, it would be against Charles Oliveira. And then, as far as fighting at 170, to be honest with you, I'm already a pretty big 155er. I will be 190 to 192 in the next 2-3 weeks. Once my body kind of fills itself back up, and then I'll just get lean and get in shape and cut a little bit less weight. I'm not going to put on any muscle mass. I'm already pretty big. I'm already a pretty big boy. I don't need any more muscle mass to be carrying around the octagon with me.
You're a stout fucking guy, huh? Yeah.
I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
Slot receiver, man. Slot receiver.
Got to take those hits. I think the cool thing about you, and you're a baby face in this whole thing, because I think everybody enjoys your mission, your drive, you're entertaining, your fights have been awesome, and you've been a champion elsewhere and still keep striving and striving and striving for more. So I don't expect you to bury anybody, but when somebody misses weight, what is that viewed like amongst other fighters, right? Like, hey, we all are in this for the card, right? We're all making money together. Is that how it's viewed? Like, you didn't hold up your end of the bargain, or is that possible for anybody at any fight to potentially miss by a half a fucking pound?
Yeah, I mean, I will definitely never ever ever give the benefit of the doubt that it's a possibility, man. You got a contract and you sign that contract on the contracted weight. I have weighed in now 30 times in mixed martial arts and 100 and something times before that in the sport of wrestling. I have never missed weight. I don't say that to impress anybody, but to impress upon you that there's the weight cut started way before that last morning. The weight cut started way before that last week. The weight cut starts 10 weeks, 12 weeks before the fight when you consistently are disciplined inside of the kitchen, consistently disciplined with your supplementation, consistently disciplined with your road work, your cardio, the extra work that you need to do. And I would never kick a man while he's down. I mean, Charles is not exactly down. He still won the fight, but it was unfortunate for him that he is not the champion anymore because he missed weight. But there was there was obviously a sentiment that everybody was just dumbfounded, especially as a champion. When you become the champion, you have even more of a reputation to uphold, and making weight is the first commitment that you make that you have to see through. And I've never missed weight, so I've never been that guy, but I'm sure Charles will clean it up hopefully in the future.
It's miserable, huh? It is miserable, weight cutting.
It is the worst thing in the world, Pat. There's only a couple real necessities in life: oxygen, food, water, and two of them are on short supply. So you're calorie restricted, and I mean, just like you said, man, I'm probably 182 right now. My body feels good in the upper 170s and in the mid 80s, even in the 90s. My body just feels good. I feel like a normal human being. When I start creeping down into the 70s, definitely into the 60s, I start feeling like a small child. So I'm trying to not feel that way anymore, man. I just want to be thriving. I just want my body to be moving and firing on all cylinders. Once I get below 170, it's no bueno.
I like the fact you called out Connor at 170 because in your head you're like, also be good for me.
I definitely played to Connor. Right now, I know Connor's talking about fighting at 170. He's looking big. He's looking beefy. He's looking dangerous. I love it. That's the Connor I want to fight. Not to mention the fact that if I ain't gotta make 155, let's go ahead and do it at 170. Yeah. Hit it with them big old 170 hands.
We'll get back to the celebration. We can't thank you enough for joining us. Can't wait to see who you fight next, and we'll see you at the top, boss.
Yeah, I'll see you at the top, man. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Chandler. Thank you.